What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with a life/work update. So, how's everybody doing? I know I haven't posted one of these in a wee bit, but I decided to go ahead and do one. I'm filming this a day in advance. I will definitely be putting this up on Friday. So, first order of business is I tried to do a Toronto Huskies installment this week. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do it Friday night. I'm going to have it up by Tuesday, yada, yada, yada. Everything's going to be great. Life sometimes doesn't work out that way. And by that, I mean, I had some stuff going on this week at home and at work that just drained me. And also had a few things that needed to be addressed at the house. So I decided to take care of that instead of doing a Toronto Huskies installment. And by that, I mean, so the last few weeks, the past couple weeks to be exact, we've had plumbing issues at the house like crazy, to the point where our pipe in the backyard, you know, where you, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but there's usually two pipes lined up right next to each other. And one of them is kind of like the plumbing pipe, all that good stuff. So I was washing dishes the other day, and Dylan, one of the guys that lives with my wife and I, he said, hey, this stuff is just leaking into the backyard. And I was like, huh? So I go into the backyard, and there's water just literally just like Old Faithful coming out of this pipe, and it is just leaking into my concrete basketball court backyard. And I'm just like, oh damn. And so for a while I couldn't wash dishes, I couldn't do laundry, showers had to be very scarce, as well as using the restroom had to be very scarce for a little bit. And so finally we bit the bullet. We just gotten, because my wife and I are doing Dave Ramsey, so my wife and I are trying to do the baby steps, and hopefully by the time, you know, it's right, we'll be better off than we deserve. So we just completed baby step one, which baby step one is you got to have $1,000 in your savings account. And since we had plumbing issues, we're like, oh great, this might just drain our entire $1,000 before we even get started, right from the get-go. And it's luckily, okay, so the plumber came out, and we tried to snake the drain ourselves, and nothing was doing anything. My grandmother gave us the Drano crystals that they are supposed to eat away at whatever's in your pipes, and that worked for a day. And my wife called it. She was like, well, that fixed our plumbing for the day, because this was just like an ongoing thing. Like, we had plumbing that worked completely one day, and the next day we would just have a flooded backyard. Complete plumbing, flood. Complete plumbing, flood. Complete flood. Complete flood. Just back and forth for a couple of weeks. So we finally got the plumber out, and I originally was going to be there, but my wife's boss kind of was like, oh no, it's cool, go ahead, go home, you gotta do what you gotta do. And my boss was more along the lines of, we really like for you to be at work. So because I've been the errand boy for my wife, so if I had to leave work to do this, I would go run the errands. Like, Cass got really sick, our cat got really sick, so I had to take him to the vet. Had to leave work 2 hours early to take care of him. I had to run a few errands, so like run to the bank and stuff like that. And I eventually was just the errand boy, like I said. And so my boss is pretty much like, yeah, you haven't worked a full week's worth of work in a little bit, and that's kind of a job requirement. I'm like, you're right, I'll stay home, or I'll stay at work. I won't go home. So my wife went home, and the plumber pulled out a giant wad of toilet paper, and he said, oh, you're good, I fixed it. And it was only $92 for the plumber to come out. And I was like, It was so good, my grandma was like, can I get his number? And then a friend of ours was like, can I get his number? So we just gave him 2 customers right there because he was just a nice guy, did what he said he was gonna do, came out and just apparently got everything knocked out in about 20 minutes. So I definitely could have stayed home for 20 minutes. I could have stayed at work like 20 minutes later. That's no big deal. So that happened, for those of you that care. And then a few days go by, everything's great, everything's rocking and rolling. And then all of a sudden, I look out in my backyard. My wife looks out in the backyard. She said, "It's flooding again." And so I looked out, and sure enough, it was leaking from the pipe going straight to the concrete. I was like, "Oh, damn, I thought we were past this." And my wife, bless her heart, that was kind of like her breaking point. She kind of broke down, and she was just like, "I'm tired of this. I'm tired of having plumbing issues." And in her words, she expects the worst in everything. So what she did was she Googled how much it would cost to get new pipes and how much it would cost to get a whole new, pretty much, sewage system. Because we thought it was the sewage system. We thought we had roots growing into our... oh, that's my exit. I almost missed my exit. I'm going to Chris's apartment to do our pick'em for tonight. So we thought we had roots, so we got a root killer that we were supposed to flush down the toilet, and that still wasn't working. So we called the plumber again, and he's like, "Okay, I'll be out." It's been raining all week. If you can't tell, it's raining like crazy right now. The plumber's like, "Okay, I'll be out." He's supposed to be there Tuesday. And so he drove by the house, and he called my wife, and he's like, "I can't work because I have an electric snake and I don't want to get electrocuted, so I'll come back when it's dry." So there was about a couple of hour window where it was actually dry enough to where he was able to come out. And then again, he pulled out a giant wad of toilet paper, and he pretty much said, "Y'all just need to cut back on using toilet paper," which there are 4 people in our house right now. So using a lot of toilet paper is kind of a thing. I'm guilty of using toilet paper. But it just seems like that we just need to chill on the toilet paper. It's like my niece or my nephew just pull wads, just keep pulling, just keep pulling, just keep pulling, just keep pulling. But that is not what you're supposed to do at all. You're supposed to take a few squares and then do your business, and then if you're desperate enough, flip the square over. But anyway, I'm not gonna teach you guys how to wipe your asses. A lot of people out there are ass wipes, but I'm not gonna teach you how to wipe your ass per se. So hopefully got the plumbing fixed. If our toilet paper usage wasn't the problem, then we might have to call for a second opinion. And in all honesty, I hope that's the issue, because it only cost us $92 for 2 visits by a plumber. And I was like, what am I living in, like the 70s? Because it was like, those prices are ridiculous. Oh, I started to really pick up now. It's raining really hard over here by the mall. And I just hope that was the solution. Now that's my life update. And then Monday, you know, the whole plumbing thing, and my wife was so upset. I took her to Aspen Creek for Rocky Mountain Monday, which they have 9.99 steaks and choice of 2 sides, and it's really damn hard to beat their steaks. Aspen Creek has really good steaks. If you have an Aspen Creek nearby, go to their Rocky Mountain Mondays if your Aspen Creek participates in Rocky Mountain Mondays. So that made her feel a little bit better, and I let her go to Walmart and let her pick out a couple of things she wanted. So she got herself a fuzzy robe, and we got ourselves a little fox block, welcome block for the front door that says "Welcome Friends," and it's a fall themed. And then I got me a box of Count Chocula, so really hard to beat. That was a really good day at Walmart. So we did that. But this week at work went from hectic to literally nothing. And by that I mean, okay, so Monday, long story short here, I was put in charge of being like the right-hand man for this this guy, this ambassador for the United Way of Amarillo and Canyon. And like, I had to do pretty much what he told me to do. if he got sick or if something really bad happened to him, I was supposed to like step up and give the speeches and all that good stuff. And I was just like, oh man. So this is what my boss gave me to do, and I was like, oh man. So part of my job was I was supposed to make packets for each store. So each store got a United Way bag, a form, and a pen per team member. So I had to make a lot of those, and I got about halfway done, and I realized I should probably break this up by district and manager. So I was like, dang it. So I went back and I had to redo. I had to like one district manager had like store 1, 6, 7, 15, 18, 27, like all that good stuff. So I had to like take those out, put it in row A, and then take out these two and put it in row B for another district manager. And it was kind of nerve-wracking. It took me literally an 8-hour shift to get all these bags made, because the forms were stuck together sometimes like 2 or 3 or even 4 at a time. So I'd have to like manually go in and like rip off each form. So like my shoulders were tired, and my neck was sore, my back was bothering me, and it was just a fun time. But Jason, the guy that gave the speech for United Way, and kind of I helped set this thing up, and also I was put in charge of making the invitations for the meetings. So I originally made one that was kind of like a fall meeting thing, like it was like orange and black, and it was just like join us for this fall meeting for United Way, yada yada yada. My boss was like, I don't like it, you need to have a selling point, you need to be creative. So the selling point is we had a caterer for all 3 meetings, and it's a local restaurant here called La Fiesta Grande, and the big party I think it's what that translates to, the big party food. And so there were 3 meetings. First meeting was nachos. They had a nacho bar and pretty much all you can eat nachos. The second one was a taco bar, which was all you can eat tacos, and they had beef and they had chicken and all the dressing and all that good stuff. And then the third one was nachos again. So I was like, huh. So for the invitation, I just found a random clip art image of a taco, and I was like who wants tacos? And that was the thing that I said. I was like, who wants tacos? So when I did that, oh, it is flooding like crazy over here. I did that, and she's like, good job. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. Good job. Way to be creative. Wow, it is bad over here, y'all. Holy crap. And I'm in a little car. Hopefully I don't get flooded. Anyway, so little panic there because I couldn't see the street, and I swear for a moment my car was actually floating. And so for the other one, I was like, nacho average meeting. And my boss was like, oh, it's cheesy, I love it. And I was like, no pun intended, because nacho cheese. But anyway, so that was the selling point. It was like when, where, why. And then we had this main speaker who is the executive director of the Boys and Girls Club of Amarillo. So she talked, and she did great. Gave a speech about, you know, what the Maverick does and how they're associated with United Way, and talked about this one boy named Wyatt that unfortunately grew up without a father. He's 10 years old now, and he's pretty much just like, his father ended up going to prison when he was 5. So I mean, it's just dirty laundry, but I mean, it was a sad story. And then Jason, the other guy, gave a speech about just, you know, his life and how United Way kind of helped him out and pulled him out of a rough patch in his marriage. You know, just interesting, just very personal testimonies from these people. And also the vice president of Toot and Totem, Andrew, he went up there and gave a speech. He at one point raised like $6 million for United Way. So I think that is fantastic. Like, that's wow, that's great. So long story short, like I said, still wasn't a short story because I'm at a 15-minute video almost. The meetings went off without a hitch. We set up tables and chairs, and you know, we set up an area for the taco bar and the nacho bar and all that good stuff. So the first meeting goes off without a hitch. The volume for the United Way video was kind of meh, but first meeting goes off without a hitch. Second meeting goes off without a hitch. Everything was great. Like, okay, I can't wait for this third meeting. We're going to knock it out of the park. Everything's going to be great. So the third meeting comes out. Somebody's calling in their car next door, or next to me. It's creepy. But anyway, the third meeting goes off, and it is fantastic. It is great. People are enjoying their nachos. People are laughing at the speakers when they talk about funny stuff, and then some people are getting a little misty-eyed about the emotional stuff. And so I go to the IT guys who were running the PowerPoint, who was running the PowerPoint the whole time, and then had to run the video for United Way. So I just went up to him and I was just like, "Good job, guys." And then they're like, there was no audio for the out-of-town, because we had to Zoom conference in the out-of-town stores, and apparently they didn't get audio through the entire hour meeting. So they just got video of Donna and Andrew and Jason just up there just doing their thing. Roger, I can't remember what he is. I really got to remember the positions of these people, but Roger's a fantastic guy. He went up there and did the intro and said a prayer before we ate, and just a great guy overall, just a genuinely nice guy. And they had no audio, and so that was kind of like the thing that was the PR nightmare, so to speak, because all these out-of-town stores were like, some people were like, okay, is the meeting still going on? We don't have any audio. Some didn't even have visuals at all. And I was like, oh my gosh. But IT, because I thought it was going to come back on me, because I'm the guy that was supposed to, like, take care of all this stuff. But even IT, they were like, nah, it wasn't your fault at all. This is on our end, our bad. We apologize. We feel terrible. And I'm like, no, you guys are fine. It just happens, accidents happen. So luckily they recorded it, and hopefully the recording had audio, and they'll be able to rewatch the meeting to see what they missed, because United Way is a really good organization. If I had the money, I would donate. I really would. And just in all honesty, it's a great organization. It not only helps kids, it helps the elderly, it helps homeless people. It's a great organization, and I'm glad to be proud of a part of it. I was happy to help and help set up and everything. So that's good. And then after the United Way meeting, I had absolutely nothing to do the rest of the week. So I really wanted something to do. So I told my boss, because part of my job is I have to kind of do like these drive-through videos to test the team members to see if they're doing what they're supposed to do with their like consistency and their timing and all that good stuff. And oh man, this gate's closed. Chris, why are your gates always closed? The ones I always pick are always closed, and the ones I don't pick are always open. So I'm gonna have to back up here, and I have no backup camera because it has nothing but raindrops on them. But so I told my boss, I'm like, hey, I want to go out of town. Here's what I want to do today. Here's what I want to do tomorrow. And my boss was like, thanks, but no thanks. We need to worry about that later. I'm like, dang it. So I literally sat at my desk today and created an ad and checked emails and sent one store another form because they requested another United Way form. One DM wanted 10 more, so I went to his office and gave him 10 more. And then the rest of the time, I pretty much just was trying to come up with ideas for ads and slogans and stuff like that. And then I watched in the background my Super Mario 64 playthrough. If you guys haven't watched that, please go watch that. Please go watch that. It is something that I was very proud of. Even to this day, I'm still like, okay, I did good. Like, this is a good game. I'm glad that I picked this game to play. And I just hope that you guys will just go there, because some of them have like 1 like and 3 dislikes, or 3 dislikes and 3 dislikes, 2 likes and 3 dislikes. Like, it just seems like just the dislikes, man. I'm just like, really? Like, wow, I mean, I didn't think they were that bad. And then I went back and rewatched them, and no, they were good. In my honest opinion, they are good. But according to my wife, I'm an egotistical narcissist. So anything that I think is good, and then when people criticize me for it, I'm like, how dare you? But anyway, guys, that is my 20-minute ramble about my life/work updates, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm recording this on a Thursday, so hopefully I can have it out to you tomorrow, Friday, because Chris and I's pick 'em hopefully will be up tonight. No questions asked. And guys, just thank you so much. If you have anything that you want me to talk about, I will definitely give it a gander, and I'll definitely respond to it if I need to. And just hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are going to have a kick-ass weekend ahead. And always remember, my little piglets, call him Pork Chop. Loves y'all the most. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys!